It can be enhanced and even modified by the certain tones that oscillate at various speeds. Sound can change our minds and affect our bodies. Complex music and instrumentation stimulates our brain waves and engage our nerve receptors to stimulate creativity and thought. Symphonic music, some jazz music with lots of complexity occupies our nerve receptors and crowds our imaging capacity. This enhances our frontal lobe's ability to sense and discern our surroundings. So when the music is complex, when the music is very structured and very busy and very, soothing or whatever, then it stimulates our brains to think. That's why a lot of people are able to think, they're able to do, read, they're able to do whatever because they have this music that's basically massaging their brain because of its complexity. Are y'all still here? Yeah. The Illuminati desires to dumb down music complexity in order to destroy our sensitivity and discernment so we can be controlled by them. This is going to make a lot of sense right here. Discernment is reading intent. The energy of a person transmits their intent. Some call this, in New Age, they call it the aura of a person. But the energy of a person transmits their intent. Because music is resonating frequencies, a person's energy can be projected through their music without lyrics. It's resonating frequency. So their energy is all sound, it's all light, so their energy can be projected through the sound, through the music, without lyrics. That's why you can listen to certain music that somebody's playing, you can be like, I don't think I like that. It's making me feel weird. They can transmit intent with just tones. What do you think David did when Saul was troubled by the evil spirit? The Bible says David got the harp, started playing. His intent soothed Saul. He didn't sing nothing. He didn't have to. His intent. Did somebody say intent? Perception is a function of the frontal lobe of the brain. This helps us read the intent of things. God desires for us to keep this ability keen and guard in our hearts because without it, we will be deceived. I'm preaching in this place. Everything we do is from the function of brain waves. So, to change a person's behavior, all you have to do is change their way. Tones and sounds change our brain waves. Music creates patterns that govern the way our bodies operate. The wrong music can change our behavior, the way we view ourselves, our ability to succeed in life, and how we relate to others. The Illuminati knows this. This is why the music industry is controlled. Watch this. To support our greatest well-being, we must allow ourselves and our brain patterns to breathe in concert with Earth and with her natural cycle moment to moment. What he's talking about here is a scale. The Earth is a spherical receiver of cosmic energy. I just told you about that. The light is receiving the light or the energy, which directs our biological process and spiritual unfolding. The Earth re-radiates the cosmic information it receives from its core outward in complex long-wave signals. We receive these signals via our antenna. God made us an antenna. That's our spinal column and cranial structure. The cranial cavity, the capstone to this antenna, captures this information, refocuses it to the pineal gland, a neuroendocrine transducer in the center of the brain, where it is then transmitted as signals that direct the pituitary gland, the master control center of the brain. These signals are further distributed via the rest of the neurological system. It is possible to entrain the brain with artificially generated signals. So not using the signal because Earth is rotating and making a sound at 440. That's the scale we tune all our instruments on. So not the natural sounds, but it's possible to train our brains with an artificially generated signal in a matter of seconds and at a cost. We are not intended to function at one specific frequency. In training ourselves can artificially generate frequencies for extended periods. It can be debilitating and is dangerous. It can create degeneration, disease, mental, emotional, and physical disharmony and imbalance. Because we are formed from the Earth, we are formed and aligned with Earth's frequency, which is 440. That's why when you hear a piano and the piano plays and then the piano's out of tune, you hear it's out of tune because it's out of tune based on the Earth's rotation and the frequency of the Earth, which is 440. But the other planets are on different frequencies because there are other beings inhabiting those. They can't inhabit human life. That's why when they worship the planets, as God, they would always name the planet after the God that the planet was ruled by. So if you tune your instrument to Saturn or Jupiter, it sounds crazy here in our world because it's off, because it's not, our bodies aren't set to that frequency. Are y'all still here? It's about to make sense in a minute. Here's a chart. Now this chart shows you light and sound. If I was to take sound and put it on the largest piano ever created with all these octaves, this right here would be visible light. So we have all of this sound, and as sound travels, sound becomes waves, it becomes radio waves, it becomes microwaves, it becomes infrared, and then it becomes visible light. But that's all we can see. So we got all this stuff happening around us, and we can't decode any of it because God only gave us eyes to see this much. That's visible light. Sound becomes visible light at 10 to the 40th power of C. And these are colors. Light is color. So we only have access to just this little. I wanted to just kind of give you a perspective. All the rest of this is AM radio, FM radio. These are all things that these gods came down and showed us how to manipulate this energy so we can create all these devices. Are y'all still here? This is a simple experiment that is done to show you tone and how tone mind stamps your brain and causes your chemicals to conform to its pattern. So its tonal pattern or its sound makes your brain conform to it. They took a plate, they wired this plate up with a tone. They're going to play one single tone, and they threw rice randomly on this plate. And that tone is going to create its frequency pattern with this rice. No matter how much rice they throw on it, you'll see it keeps conforming. Watch the rice. That's amazing. That's what happens to your brain waves when you take in tones. The music you listen to trains your brain to conform to its identity, just like the rice. This is how the Illuminati controls us. They put messages and influential intent. Look at somebody say intent. Doesn't have to have lyrics. Intent can be projected because intent is energy. Energy is sound, and light is all together. Your intent can travel just like the sound can. I'm gonna prove that in a minute. They put messages and influential intent in the music via tones and frequencies, and these patterns not only train us to receive their agenda, but cause us to fight for it and against anyone that tried to take it away. Take somebody's music away. Tell them that their music is bad and watch how they act. No, man. You talking about the music that made my brain like this? That's what they need to say. You talking about the music that made me dress like this? Put this junk in my mouth, made me sad? You talking about the music that got me a felony? You talking about the music that got all these girls pregnant? That music? Man, that music don't make me do nothing. Ignorant.